What if I told you the strangest feelings you've had lately aren't random? They're memories. Not from childhood. Not from last year. But from before this life. Maybe you've felt it. That subtle but undeniable shift. Like something ancient inside you is stretching awake. Like you're remembering pieces of yourself you can't logically explain. And here's the part that might shake you. What if you're not learning right now? What if you're remembering? By the end of this video, you'll know the exact signs your soul memory is activating and why your life may never feel the same again. Let's start with something almost everyone has experienced, but few people question deeply enough. Déjà vu, but not the casual kind. Not just, oh, I've seen this moment before. I'm talking about walking into a place you've never visited, and your body instantly relaxes, or panics, or recognizes it. Your mind says, first time here. Your nervous system says, no, it's not. Soul memory doesn't announce itself loudly. It shows up as familiarity, emotional recognition, a quiet internal whisper that says, this is known. And when that whisper gets louder, it's often because something inside you is reactivating. It's not just about locations, it's about knowledge. Have you ever heard a spiritual idea and instead of thinking, that's new, you thought, I already knew that? Not in an arrogant way, in a remembering way. That's soul memory. Ego says, I know everything. Soul memory says, this feels ancient. When you're activating, teachings don't feel like information. They feel like confirmation. Like someone handed you a key to a door that was already unlocked inside you. This happens a lot with mystical systems, sacred geometry, astrology, ancient mythologies, energy healing, esoteric symbolism. You don't just find them interesting. You feel connected because your soul recognizes what your mind is just catching up to. And that recognition often comes in emotional waves. Sudden grief, sudden longing, sudden fear, sudden nostalgia for a place that doesn't exist in your current life. You could be having a completely normal day, and out of nowhere, you feel ancient sadness. And nothing in your present circumstances explains it. That's not you being dramatic. That's stored memory surfacing. Some call it karmic residue. Others call it energetic imprinting. The idea is simple. Experiences leave traces. If consciousness continues beyond one lifetime, those traces don't disappear. They wait. And when you're ready, or when something in the collective shifts, they rise. It can feel destabilizing, but it's often a sign that healing is happening at a much deeper layer than this lifetime alone. And that layer doesn't just include you, it includes your bloodline. Your body carries more than your personal story. It carries generational emotion, survival patterns, trauma responses, strengths, gifts. Science already confirms that trauma can imprint across generations biologically. Spiritually, it goes further. If your soul chose this lineage, it may have chosen it for a reason. Have you ever felt like the cycle breaker in your family? Like you're more emotionally aware, more spiritually curious, more determined to heal what others ignored? That's not random. When ancestral memory activates, you may feel grief for events you never lived, or anger for injustices that happened long before you were born. You're not crazy. You're connected. And sometimes it's not just about healing pain, It's about reclaiming ancient gifts. Out of nowhere, you're obsessed with ancient Egypt, or Atlantis, or Celtic symbols, or Vedic philosophy. And it doesn't feel like a casual interest. It feels magnetic. Your recommendations shift. Your curiosity narrows towards specific eras or traditions. You start recognizing symbols before you fully understand them. Resonance isn't random. Your soul is frequency-based. When it encounters something familiar, symbolically or literally, it lights up. It's like hearing your native language in a foreign country. You turn your head immediately. That pull often signals unfinished embodiment, something you carried once that wants expression again. And as you lean into that pull, your dreams may start changing. Not chaotic dreams, not stress dreams. Vivid experiences. You're in ancient cities, temples, forest rituals, battlefields, different bodies, different eras. You wake up emotionally moved, not confused. Sometimes you even miss the place. Dreams bypass logic. They slip past the ego and access the deeper subconscious field where memory is stored symbolically. When soul memory activates, dreams become a bridge. But this awakening doesn't stay internal. Your external life begins shifting too. Relationships fade. Jobs feel unbearable. Old habits collapse. It can look like chaos, but it's alignment. When your inner frequency changes, anything incompatible with that frequency starts falling away, not as punishment, as preparation. Ancient knowledge doesn't flow easily through a life built purely on survival mode. So the system upgrades, and upgrades feel disruptive. You might question your identity, your beliefs, your past choices. You might even wonder if you're losing your mind. But often, you're losing the version of you built solely from conditioning. You're shedding an identity that was never your full truth. That can feel like free fall, which is why grounding is essential. Eat real food, sleep, move your body, go outside, talk to safe, rational people, journal, breathe. Mysticism without grounding becomes delusion. True awakening integrates heaven and earth. And when integrated, something powerful happens. You stop chasing answers. You start recognizing them. You realize you're not becoming someone new. You're uncovering someone ancient within you. The strange emotions, the synchronicities, the pull toward forgotten wisdom, the sense that you came here for something more. They're not random. They're reminders. If this resonated, if it felt less like entertainment and more like recognition, then trust that feeling. You're not awakening by accident. You're remembering on purpose. And if this opens something inside you, subscribe, because next we're diving into how to access soul memory consciously without overwhelming your nervous system. Drop a comment if this felt familiar. I want to know what part of you is waking up.